finally back on the K-swap hatch project. Everybody's been asking me what's the deal with it. Been waiting on parts. I got a part here that I've been waiting 5 months for. I finally got it, and I think it's worth it. I'll let you guys check it out. We've probably just seen it on the intro. Waiting 5 months on it. But I mean, that's just parts now. That's just custom parts now. Really, everything is a wait. I've really been waiting 10 months on this part, not this particular one, but for an exhaust manifold. I originally ordered one. I've been trying to help out small business. Originally ordered one from a local to me company. Looked great, price was great, seemed like a great product. They gave me the run around. I finally, after I gave them 4 months. It's a 6-month lead, 6-week lead. I gave them 4 months. Customer service is garbage. I finally just had to get my money back. So I went with the one you see here. Took me 5 months to get it. Customer service was great. And even with the wait time on it, being it took so long, I needed some other parts and they gave me a really good deal on it. So I'm not getting paid to do this or advertise, but you know, I'm just throwing it out there and telling you why it took so long. The original one I ordered that I got jerked around on, I'm not going to throw them out there, but you know, if you're in the market for a manifold, you want to make sure you're not going to deal with these people, hit me up privately and I'll you know, I'll tell you about it. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's check this thing out again. See, I got this one from Pre-Owned too. It's a what they call a front wheel drive, all-wheel drive manifold. I think it's made to I guess to clear all-wheel drive. So this is a T4 flange with a 60mm wastegate. Also, we've already got our T4 turbo here. And I hit them up to make sure, because this is kind of a large frame turbo, and they said it should work. Should clear everything, which is good. If not, we'll cut something, beat something, we don't care. So what's been the hold up? The engine's ready to go in the car. I haven't put it in yet because I wanted to mock everything up off the car. That way I want to take my time and run all my oil lines and stuff off the car, get everything as nice and tight as possible, make everything look really good. That way it'll just give me more room to do it off the car. I'm gonna go through my entire engine harness, clean everything up, and relume everything. Just be a lot easier with it off the car. And man, that thing looks nuts. It's nice handmade TIG welder stuff. Just, I don't know, it's like art. So anyway, it's just mocked up. Putting this together just reminded me. I was gonna use stock bolts, but everything I got is just a bunch of mismatch. I don't have a whole set, so I'm either gonna order me up tonight a nice set of studs, or at the very least some ARP bolts, so everything's matching and nice and new. And same way with the turbo. I just got one bolt here. I had to wait for the manifold to come in so I could see what size it was, but I've already ordered up some really nice Inconel, I guess that's what you call it, stud set for these. So it's going to be really nice, probably overkill. Okay, so this is mocked up. So the next thing would be to start building out our oil lines. So our return, luckily our pan's already tapped. It's a -10. Again, let's see. And then we'll do our feed. Our feed will go from the inlet here to the off the oil pressure sending unit. And I have this adapter. Just take the oil pressure sending unit out, screw this adapter in. You're able to retain the adapter. The sensor here is a British pipe thread on the sensor. And then you've got these 3 outlets for NPT, which is your more standard stuff. And then we're going to run that to a -4 feed. So I've got that. We're going to put that on now. This is how the return is. So I had to order a flange for that. And the inlet is it's got this style of inlet. And the kit I ordered came with this flange, and it comes with the adapter here to get to a -4. So that'll feed our feed. So I also ordered a nice -4 feed line. I was gonna do it at a hard line, but I talked myself out of it for various reasons. Let's do what we can. So we've got this mocked up. Let's install our adapter for our oil feed line. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this loose, at least this heat shield, but I think you pretty well gotta take the whole spool valve here off to get this deal off. So I don't want to do that because I've already sealed it up with a fresh seal and everything, but whatever. I just can't get I don't have a socket thin and deep enough to get on our sending unit there. And the gasket and everything looks good, so. Okay, so that's out. Okay, so we dab just a touch of sealant on this adapter. Don't want to go crazy on this stuff. Okay, so that's snugged up good. This is the next part, the actual adapter. This is what has the port for our stock sending unit at the end here. Then it has 3 1/8 MPT outlets, so you could run, your turbo feed off of one, sending unit for oil pressure gauge, so on and so forth. So it came with these block off Allens. I just got them loosely in there. I want to see how this lands when I tighten it up to determine which ones I need to block off, because I want to have my oil feed just running straight up. So that's how we want it. So once we get this actually installed, we'll be able to figure out which one of these outlet ports we're going to use. So we'll snug that up. Looks like it's going to be this one. So let's go ahead and block these other two. I'm going to put some sealant on these. So we're just putting some, now that we know which one of these ports we're going to use, we're going to block off the ones we don't need. I put some thread sealant on them. I'm not a fan of Teflon tape for automotive applications. Now there is some situations where that's what you have to use, and in that situation I will. But anytime I can avoid it, I do. So if you are the one that uses it, just be mindful. You don't want to get any of that into your any oiling system or hydraulic systems or anything, because one little piece can cause huge consequences. Now we can tighten this up. For the first time I've ever used my 23mm wrench, so it tells me this might be instead of standard or something, but whatever. I'll tighten up this jam nut here. And this jam nut has a O-ring seal in it, so pretty confident once this sets up that we shouldn't have any leaks. Okay. I'll just snug that up ever so slightly. Okay, so we got our oil adapter on. So like I said, it just runs off of where this was. So everything is still going to work like factory, because you still got your sending unit here. Now we've got an open plug. So we got 3. The only issue I'm going to see is I went to the speed shop today, but they didn't have the fitting for this. Need a 1/8-4 adapter, and I'm still waiting on my line. So the way it looks is we might have some some clearance issues right here. but I don't want to turn it any more this way. You know, I don't want it coming out and interfering with the strut tower, just don't have much room there. I definitely don't want it coming out this way. I don't want it running out the bottom. You know, you could really probably run it out here, but you know, I want to avoid the exhaust. So I was actually going to run it, you know, up and probably tie it into the valve cover and loop it back over here probably. But I could change my mind. So I think once I get these pieces in, I'll be able to see. In worst case, I might just notch this heat shield. I could take the heat shield off. I'd like to retain it since it's so close here, but I could just notch this side of it. That'll free up a whole lot of space here. We'll figure it out, you know. Here's our what we're gonna be using for our return. This is dash 10. This is something I had left over from another project. Here's our fittings. Picked them up at a local race shop. They didn't. I wanted all black, but I needed a 90. All they had was this clear finish, but this one's gonna be going on the bottom, so you'll never see it. If it was something that'd be seen, I would have ordered a black one. But anytime you're planning out an oil return system for a turbo, you want the straightest, shortest route possible. You want to be completely downhill, gravity fed, and you want a short route. You wouldn't want this to come over here and then, you know, go around and all this stuff. You want it straight. If you've got loops and if you don't have a straight, unrestricted path, you can get oil backing up in the turbo, and you can have blow by dumping oil in the exhaust, blow the seals. Yeah, it's not a good way to do it. So it's not what you want. So we want to make it as short and straight as possible. So this is my plan. I'm gonna put this 90 on here, and plans are subject to change. If I didn't want to think about it, we could just buy a turbo, you know, a whole kit. But that's not how we roll here. So something like that. And you know, we can aim it however. But we'll run our straight from here, and it'll go straight down, right into our return here. So the first thing you want to do is wrap it up like electrical tape or something, and then cut through it. That way it'll keep it from separating so bad. So we'll go ahead and build out this end. When I get to the other side, I'll show you how we cut it and everything. So first, what you want to do is separate it. This end is going to go on the actual line, and there's threads in here, and it will thread onto this stainless. Okay, after that, go back with this. So first, let's put this end on. Spray a little lube in here. So some of these can be a pain in the rear. You definitely want to have a bench vise, but we're just getting started. Then we'll move to the vise. You want to use an AN wrench, that way you don't scratch up your fittings. So yes, I'll just thread that down until you can see, maybe you can see inside the line is flush. It's bottomed out in here. So the next thing you'll want to do is take, and you'll thread this in. First I take some oil, like some assembly lube or something. Lube this up real good, and then tighten it down. But this is going to be, these are usually a pain, so we're going to put it in the vise and tighten it up there to hold this from spinning. Got some assembly lube laying around, so I'm going to use that. So now you just take, insert that, and you just tighten it down. And your AN wrench comes into play. So you just want to be checking. You want to be looking down here and making sure that your line is not coming out of the bottom of your lower fitting. want to make sure it's staying in there. Okay, so this is the finished product. As you can see, there's no gap here. Then your swivel still moves free. Nice clean install. It's not bad, it's time consuming. Be a lot better if you had the right tools, but this is the backyard way to do it, and that's what I'm all about. Okay, so I just got some of the stuff I was waiting on. I got our flange to go on the bottom of our turbo, so we can connect our drain line. And I got the dash 4 adapter to so we can connect our feed line. Also, I went ahead off camera. I took this heat shield and cut it here, and so now I've got, should have plenty of room to be able to run our feed line straight up. And we retain, instead of just taking it off, we just cut it so that way we could retain it here on the spot that's actually beside the exhaust manifold. Like I said, this is the flange for our return. It's gonna bolt right here. It came with a gasket and everything, but for right now we're just mocking it up. This is gonna allow us to convert it from this to our AN. One problem is the kit came with these are only grade 5 bolts. So right now I'm not gonna put the gasket or anything in here. I'm just gonna use these for mock up, and I'll pick up some grade 8 bolts with some lock washers. But this will at least let us mock it up so we can finish our drain line. Now we'll flip it around. So I'm gonna have to get rid of this this feed port here so we can install our new one. Just trying not to scratch my housing here. Now that I've got my nice downhill set up here, we know we want to gonna mark it where I want, and just got to think about, you know, I couldn't just mark it say here, because the line is actually probably going to end about right here, because you've got about a quarter inch there between here and the line, so it's probably somewhere around like right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to wrap this in some electrical tape, and we'll get to cutting. Okay, let's mock it up. Yeah, that's nice there. Everything's loose, but just tighten it down. It's gonna be good. All right, yeah, I'm hyped on this, so let's get a good angle of it. So you can see you got the turbo down, got a direct straight line straight to the oil pan. Okay, finally got the last pieces I was waiting on for my oiling system. The 8th by -4AN fitting, and nice feed line. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it all together real quick. So just gonna snug it up. But it's kind of what I was thinking about, and you know, I'm not like married to it or nothing, but you know, we can I can make some mounts to tie into here. I won't really plan on running a plug wire cover. Or if I do, it'll probably still sit over it. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So, like I said, I'm not married to this. I could change this if I don't like the aesthetics of it. But at least this will get us up and running. And it's a good, high quality line. So we shouldn't have any trouble with any of this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up for this one. So we got everything mocked up here. All the oiling system is done. Still waiting on some hardware for the turbo and all that, but you know, that's coming, and it's not a factor right now because I'm not gonna permanently mount any of this stuff because we're gonna have to take it all off when we put the engine in the car. So next video is gonna be, we're gonna start, I'm gonna mock the intake manifold up, throttle body up, gonna lay the wiring harness out, and you know, kind of strip it down. Gotta convert that that crank sensor pigtail from that Z7 harness to the K20A2, which I've got that pigtail on the way. So we'll get that wired up, get everything loomed up, cleaned up, try to get it looking good. And then we're gonna do a rear main seal in the engine, and we're gonna get the engine put in the car. And gonna go from there. Just want to hopefully just start cranking it out. So yeah, appreciate you watching this. Hopefully it helped you out. If you got any suggestions or anything, let me know. And then yeah, hopefully have the next one out soon. Thanks.